Well, for a lot of folk, if you say Flash Gordon to them, they think of the 1980 film. But for me, you say Flash Gordon, and I'm back on a rainy bank holiday Monday or the school holidays, watching BBC Two in the mornings and the Buster Crab serials. As much as I enjoy the Sam Jones film, it's Buster Crab for me all the way. So, time for a new spaceship to build, and this time I've gone to the States, and I am gone to a company that I've used before, but haven't had anything off of them for one heck of a long time, and that's Fantastic Plastic. All right, who I really do recommend. They do some really interesting kits. Some of them quite popular subjects, some of them rather obscure. They also do experimental drawing board, real world vehicles, or experimental rockets. So yeah, a nice diverse selection. Check them out. And they do Ming's bomber. Now I was toying with the either going with the Ming's bomber or Zarkov ship. I mean, I love them both. I mean, looking at it now, I can hear that arc lamp drony noise that they made. It was, which one do I go for? And even though I like Zarkov ship, and Zarkov ship is only $5 more than this one, and you get a clear canopy and an interior for only $5 more, I like Ming's bomber. I like the bat wings here. I like the outrageous exhaust pipes coming down the side. So yeah, I had to have this. Another thing that I like, it's 1/72nd scale, which is the scale of choice for me with any craft really. I think I've got to put my phone down. Apologies. Just lift him out the box. There we go. And here we are. I think that's just the packing slip in there. All right, so unboxing. Looking forward to doing this. Nice simple job, no decals, one colour paint job. Yeah, a nice change from some of the craft I've been making just lately. So let's open her up and have a look. It's not sealed. Styrofoam chips, don't like them. They can eat at the resin, don't you know? Here we go. Looks like everything's in one bag. Oh, lots of sprues to cut off and sand down. Should be all right though. This is your proper resin, none of your 3D printed stuff. This is the real deal. And the nose cone's hollow. I don't think it comes with the clear canopy, but I can use an old scrap piece of packing material from a sandwich box or something like that. Yeah, so or thinking about it, I just could leave them and paint them, but no, I go the right way. All right, yeah, and the door is sealed shut, whereas $5 more on the Zarkov one, you can have the door open. Is that an instruction sheet I spy? Yes. Paint the cockpit interior black. Cut clear acetate included. Oh, yeah, no, you do get the clear to fit, and cement using white glue. Cement cockpit to main body. Cement 4 tins. Painting. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. What colour to choose? I'm thinking just gunmetal. What do they say? Overall steel or magnesium. The 4 black pennant decals are optional. Oh, got decals as well. Note the decals are ALPS printed and very thin and fragile. We highly recommend coating them with microscale decal film or similar product before applying. I don't know. I'm going to dig the DVD out and just check just what that looks like. All right. Oh, there they are. Oh, it's J-Bot. Yeah, very well regarded decal company. So, oh, that's good. front and rear. All right, so let's open things up. Let's trim things off, and I think I'll come back before we reach the assembly stage. This is a fantastic plastic kit that I've made before. This is Nell from Battle Beyond the Stars, and I don't remember that being a problem to make. So it's a real surprise to find that, even though that was years ago, sorry about my nose, this is going to need a heck of a bit of work. These are like the landing skids, and that's meant to be smooth to go alongside the body. This is losing a good chunk of it. It's quite rough. This is like old school garage kit here. Cleanup is quite a lot more than I've been used to these last few years. The trickiest thing is going to be on the rear. You've got these sticky out bits, which are for the fins to go on, right? Because a fin, sorry about my nose again, the fin's meant to go like that, and that sticky out bit is meant to go into a slot, but there's barely any sign of it. So right now, I mean, this is quite thin. It's going to be tricky to cut a slot out of that. I'm thinking I might mark these off with pencil, sand it off, drill a locating pin hole, and just pin and glue them on. But yeah, there's a lot more work here. That's the front prong thing. There's a lot more work here. That's where it's meant to go. Yeah, this is like I'm back in the 90s. It was quite a slog to trim all the excess off, and then just sand and sand and sand to get rid of all the seam lines. But I had a Dan Carlin audiobook on that I was listening to, so it wasn't too bad. I had a decent distraction from the tediousness of it. So there we go. These bits are all done, I think. I'll know when I've got primer on them, but I think that lot's done. And I've given the two join areas between the two a bit of a rub down, but there'll be more after I've joined them together and I've had to fill any gaps. What I've also done, as you can see, is I've cut the areas out for the window, and I intend to put a piece of clear plastic in there backed with a coat of black, so you get black glossy windows. Before I do all that though, what I want to do is spray this whole area in grey primer, and then a coat of the base metallic colour just around there, because then I figure once I've done that, I'll seal that all up with masking tape, because these are all washed now as well. I've given everything a very hot wash. If I just seal that area up, then I can work on that, and I'm not going to get any of the crud and the debris from all the sanding and filling down into the window area. All right, so next thing, a couple of coats of paint, put the window in. Once that's all set, I can glue the two together, and that's when I'll come back. Right, that's the nose on and the canopy in. That was easy enough to do. What I did was I got a piece of tracing paper and cut it out larger than the window area, and then I went inside it and just trimmed it down and down and down until I had the size I needed, and then just laid that on the supplied clear plastic and cut it out. Wrapped it around a tube overnight so it would have a bit of bend to it, but it still wasn't laying in place properly. So what I did was I held it in place with my finger like so, and then with my other hand just put those beads of hot glue there just to hold it in place. And once that was set, I went in along the edges with super glue on a cocktail stick and just secured that in place. So that's good, that's done. Did I say last time I didn't bother painting the inside black because, you know, once it's all sealed up, you're not going to see anything of the inside. So yeah, that's the next thing, is put the two whole halves together, and then we're really underway. All right, so that's the gap between front and back, filled and sanded. That's the protective tape I put over just to stop any dust and water getting down into the cockpit windows. I've got to remove that now, and what I do is I'll put a precise bit of masking around the cockpit window, because if you don't, when I go to prime and then spray the base coat on everywhere else, you're going to get a line where the tape is. So if I just do around the window itself, there's a minimum line, and it might actually look like it's part of a seam. So next step is put the two landing skids on. I'm just going to use super glue with them. It should work all right. When I stuck the nose thing on, it glued almost instantaneously. And then it's tackle the fins. All right, that's everything assembled, so I can move on. Part fit wasn't that good. I'm glad, what with the slog of dealing with the bad part fit, I'm glad that the upcoming stage, which is painting, is just so simple and straightforward. One thing I'm so glad I did is, in my last part, I said about how I was going to mask off the cockpit area and not just have that big bit of masking tape that I had on. And I'm glad, because look, when I removed it, even though this resin has been washed and cleaned, so please excuse the phone, it's lifted the paint completely off, and along there as well. So yeah, I'm expecting some damage around the cockpit area, but I can touch that up by hand. Again, sorry about the phone. Timing all, yeah, just as I finish, it finishes. Yeah, so I'll come back with it, well, base coated, I guess. There we go, primed in grey primer and then base coated in Games Workshop's lead belcher. There are a few like blemishes still to be seen here and there, but I don't mind on this. This is a very hard, brutal craft. Finesse isn't a word that you would use on a ship like this. So very pleased how that's come out. Next job then is just to undo that. No doubt I'm going to lift paint off as I do so. Lift that masking off, repair the cockpit window area, paint the little door window there, and then put on the decals. Now, I can't remember the word they use in the instructions, but basically they're saying that they are like just markings. But you know, I've just been watching Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe, and they're windows. They're not they're not markings. There's one there, and there's one there, right? And they're definitely windows. So let's put them on, then that will be done. What I'm going to do is at the back here, I'm just going to fill in the rocket holes with black, and then I'm going to make that all sooty, because you know they fire an awful lot of like fireworks out of them, don't they, as they go along. So that'll be that, and that'll be done. All right, with the door window painted in and the decals, which may or may not be windows, on, she's done. And as is usual and customary on this here channel, I try and put it alongside a same scale craft from a different universe. So there we are. We have Ming's bomber, and we have the Y-wing bomber. All right. It was fun to do in that it was simple, but lost interest along the way. But I'm glad I got it. You know, looking at it, it takes me back to my childhood days of rainy bank holidays, watching old Buster Crab on the TV.